Can you imagine the anxiety you feel when your brother with autism goes missing for 14 hours? My name is Sophia, and this is Kenny. He's my brother, and 2 years ago he went missing for 14 hours. It took 50 people to locate him, including the police.
So the four of us from Team De-Stress actually met for the very first time during the coLAB weekend 1 month ago. So on top of Sophia, we actually have Mike, an entrepreneur since 15, who took his previous business from just 3 people to a worldwide concern and sold it for $150 million. His daughter, Emily, has intellectual disability. We also have Jason, a very experienced web developer. And lastly, my name is Hui Qin. I'm a volunteer with Minds MYG, working with people with intellectual disability.
So on the left-hand side of the screen up here, you can see the application that we use with the person with disabilities. On the right-hand side of the screen, you can see the application used by the caregiver. So one of the key things about this is being able to check in to say that you're okay or you need help as a child. So we'll do that. On the left, we'll check in. Great. On the right, the caregiver logs in. They can see exactly where their child or charge is at this particular moment. They can see that they're okay. They can ask them if they're okay. If the child has a problem, they can hit the Call Me button. And what that will do is send an immediate message alerting the caregiver that there's a problem and provide them with tools to help them solve that problem. So here, for instance, we'll use a method of finding the nearest bus route home so that you can, without having to do anything else, you can just immediately find that bus route, the next time of the next bus. And that can be done without asking difficult questions like, where are you right now? So as well as that, we have a money function that helps intellectually disabled people spend money. It's preloaded with a wallet. Here we have $10. And when you come to pay, you can hand it to the cashier or type in yourself the amount of money, and it shows you exactly the picture of the note you need to hand over. And then when you need change, it shows you the change combinations and gives you exactly the one that you need to tap in order to say you're okay. So it provides a great deal of security and independence.
Since the coLAB began, we have worked on 4 areas: product development, user validation, market research, as well as planning for the future. We created surveys, conducted a focus group session consisting of 8 people, and a testing session with 16 end users. So these pictures that you're seeing on the screen are those from the testing session that we had. Based on our survey results, we have validated that 84% of special need users are able to use basic smartphone functions. 92% of parents will allow their charges to have access to a smartphone, and up to 61% actually wants to have control over the functions that their charges can use. We also found out that 81% of parents are willing and able to pay a reasonable sum for an app that can allow them to stay connected with their child. However, we also want to help the remaining 19% as well.
In Singapore, we have assessed our intellectual disability community to be at 13,500. But in addition, we feel that this product is also useful for parents of over 500,000 regular children between the ages of 3 to 7 and 10 to 14. We intend to price our app at $6.90 per month. And this puts us in a very unique space, not just for price, but also for the ability to give apps that is specific for the special needs community, as well as the caregiver or parent control function.
There are 2 extensions, one of which is iBeacon integration for people who can't use smartphones. So here we have Jared and Alice. Jared has been given an iBeacon keyring, and Alice has the caregiver app installed on her smartphone. Should Jared wander too far, the keyring would send an alert to Alice's caregiver app. The keyring would also continually broadcast the signal that law enforcement can pick up with the caregiver app, giving details that Alice had provided for Jared. The other extension is a Good Samaritan network where vetted members can pick up distress signals from someone covered by the de-stress system. So thus we create an integrated, inclusive community.
So our business will build in 3 phases. Our bootstrap phase ends when we get 2,500 users, and our startup phase when we get 7,500 users. We predict that for June of next year. Investment so far, 1,500 from winning the first award. Hopefully we'll get another 20,000 today, and what we'll do with that is half of it will go on providing de-stress packs. That's a smartphone, a license for our stuff, and a data plan for 15 families that cannot afford this right now, and they will become our UAT users. We'll release our application in June of this year, about mid-June. We intend to run a Kickstarter campaign to raise another 45,000, out of which 50% will go on another 100 of those packs to help another 100 needy families. The point of 2,500 users, our annualized revenue will be 207,000. We need another 50,000 of investment, getting us to our 4 core staff that will then take us to the 7,500 users, where our annualized revenue will be $630,000, and we'd have 7 permanent staff, of which 50% we believe would be disabled persons themselves. If you take those revenue numbers and look at them against the investment we can make, you can see why I think this is a highly sustainable business. We can generate a lot of money out of this.
So to summarize, we have developed a sustainable business model which we have validated with various potential stakeholders. We aim to release the first version of our app by mid-June, and our app fulfills at multiple levels social independence, security, as well as creating a positive feedback loop of social connectedness and empowerment. With that, we'd like to leave you with some positive feedback from the parents who took part in our testing session. Thank you.